All right, everyone, let's quickly start with writing class today. Today, I've got a very simple essay question and show you what mistakes the essay contains. Though it's a very simple question, why the person ends up getting less marks, each and everything. And then I've got a simple question in the end for which you guys will write the ideas and get the instant feedback as well. All right, so one moment. All good. So, this is a very simple question. Just read the question. Many people believe that reducing the speed limit is the best option for road safety improvement. Do you think there are other measures that could be put in place? This is the first question, which has to be answered separately, which people don't realize. What are the advantages and disadvantages of limiting the speed of the vehicle? This is second question, which has to be addressed separately. So first para gonna be introduction, wherein you're gonna say the same thing. Many believe that reducing the speed limit is one of the greatest options for road safety improvement. This essay will discuss the advantages and disadvantages and also talk about the alternative measures that could be put in place. That's the first para. Second para is where you talk about other measures that could be put in place. Third paragraph, you're going to talk about advantages. Fourth paragraph, you're going to talk about disadvantages. Or third and this advantages and disadvantages together, you can talk in the third para only. It's up to it. It's going to be a lengthy para. That's how the entire essay should be structured. The question is very simple. Reducing the speed limit is the best option. Do you think there are other measures that could be put in place? You cannot say no, there are no measures that can be put in place. You have to talk about a measure. Other than reducing the speed limit, you can talk about a surveillance camera, CCTV camera everywhere, or increase the traffic signals. Something of this you can have, or renew the driving license of a driver every 2 years. Let the driver sit for a test. Whatever alternative measure you want to talk, you can talk in second paragraph. Then you talk about advantages separately of limiting the speed vehicle. When you limit the speed of the vehicle, accidents will be reduced. Why? Because most of the accidents are because this drivers go at a very fast speed. So when you reduce the limit, obviously accidents will be reduced. For example, in India, earlier this was the accident rate, but recently they put this reducing the speed limit in place to 60 kilometer per hour. And guess what? The accidents have reduced. Done and dusted. Advantages done. What are the disadvantages? When you limit the speed of the vehicles, this will be applicable everywhere, but there are some scenarios wherein people end up losing time. Instead of reaching the destination on time, they would reach a bit late because of this, limiting the speed. Though in a highway, a person could go at 100 when there is no traffic, but still because of this, he has to, reduce the speed limit. So this could be one of the disadvantages. For example, after introducing the speed of the vehicle in many parts of India, people have complained about reaching the destination late. In that way, you finish it off done and dusted. It's a very simple question. But let's see what people does. Yes, Fatima, you can talk about heavy fine, imposing heavy fine. You can talk. Yes. No, imposing fine for exceeding the speed. The question is not about exceeding the speed. Question is about road safety improvement. Yes, for road safety improvement, if a person exceeds a particular speed, heavy fine will be levied. Yes, you can talk about that as well. So hope you've got the structure. This could be a 5 para structure or a 4 para structure. If we talk about 4 para structure, first paragraph gonna be this essay will talk about advantages, disadvantages, and alternative measures. Second paragraph, you're gonna talk about the alternative measures. Third paragraph, advantages and disadvantages together. Fourth paragraph, conclusion. If it's a 5 para structure, until second para it's the same. Third para gonna be advantage. Fourth para gonna be disadvantage. Fifth para gonna be conclusion. All right, so let's see what this essay has. Can anyone quickly tell me? There is a major mistake. You read till here, you get to know there is a major mistake. What is that? Gurlin, Akriti, Taranpreet? There is a major mistake. Just by looking at it, second para, you should tell me. What is the major mistake? Anybody? Nobody? I'm surprised. I just told you the structure that has to be followed, but what this guy has followed in second para, can anyone quickly tell me what is the mistake? Guys, please. Nobody? What is the mistake here? Am I audible? Fatima, am I audible? Should I restart? Yes, Corlan. No, Fatima. They should have. Yes, they should have talked about other measures, which is not at all written. This is a classic. This is a classic example where a person wouldn't even read the question and end up writing the answers and get all wrong. 5.5. To begin with one prominent advantage, question is advantage in the third para, not here. Or you can write in second para, but third para at least you should write about alternative measures. That is also not written. Okay, so now second para. Let's understand the other mistakes. First mistake is this has not been written. Okay, that means part of the question is not answered at all. Okay, to begin with the prominent advantage, speed limiting helps reduce the risk of road accidents in the public places. Excellent idea. The very first line, when you start a sentence, always have your main idea, and that is what it is. Reduce the risk of road accidents. What are the advantages of speed limit? Reduce the risk of road accidents. How? This is because I need this word, I need this word, I need this word. Some people organize street racing events that might cause severe risk for road accidents. No, I mean, this is fine, but is not required. This is because when there is no speed limit, people, increase the speed and we lose the control over the vehicle and end up, or which leads to accidents. Keep it as simple as possible. No, why you need to do street racing? You don't need to have a street racing event. Even in a normal highway, people end up going faster. He could have put it in a simple way. Street racing is not required. This could be a wrong justification. Now, for instance, now in the instance, he has to talk about street racing events. If he doesn't talk, then what is the point in writing the justification? See, whatever you write above, same thing you should write below. If you're writing something, the similar thing should be there above. Here, street racing events is talked in the second floor. Ground floor basement is something else. A recent service, you never write a survey example. Write on your own. Tell your opinion. Never have to say this was conducted there. No. Never write survey example. A recent survey on road rules and safety states that for every 5 out of 10 accidents can be reduced by controlling the speed of the vehicle. No, this is not going to give mark. Explain how it can control. For instance, when the speed limit is put to place, the driver will not be allowed to exceed more than 50 km per hour. And when this happens, there will be more control on the braking system, and the car will be, or the vehicle will be under the control of the vehicle, and this definitely leads to less number of accidents, which is even proved after the recent rule that have been applied in India, that accidents have reduced. Done and dusted. 3 lines I wrote, 3 sentences. No, I will write one sentence only. It has no clarity. Isn't it so? Recent survey, which survey? A cooked up story. I'm telling you. Recent survey on road rules and safety states that for every 5 out of 10 accidents can be reduced by controlling the speed. 100% not give the mark. Hope you're getting it. It's an example means an instance, meaning a scenario. Explain the scenario. Hope you are getting it. 3 sentences minimum I need. It's just a story you build in the example. And now here street racing events, which has not been talked here. So never write something that you are not going to explain in the next line. Hope you're getting it. In addition to that, second example, second advantage, a recent news article in the United States. So all this is not going to give you mark. This is a cooked up story. Published, the road accidents near school zone dropped suddenly by introducing a new speed limit. How? This is not going to help you. Another benefit can be reducing the air pollution. As full throttle of the engine on the sport or speed mode exhaust releases many hydrofluorocarbon gases, which in long term causes global warming. So don't write this idea. This is purely scientifically challenging idea. If you don't give full throttle, then there is no this one, is it? It will be reduced, is it? I mean, we don't have a proper idea on this, and don't expect the examiner to have more knowledge. If you're writing, then explain more. Releases many hydrofluorocarbon gases compared to going slow. Going slow will ignite the engine in this way, blah, blah, blah. You need to explain. Otherwise, don't write something which is so technical. Then you need to explain further. And when they say advantages, you don't have to write more than one. You write advantage as a whole. That's it. One advantage is enough. But whatever the advantage you write, make sure you justify it with supporting idea, example, and many more things. You don't have to write multiple ideas, though you don't have much ideas in your mind. You see the word advantages, so you write more than one. Not required. This entire thing can be scratched. I just need this, but example instance in 3 sentences so that the essay size looks almost the same. This entire thing could be an example till here. Trust me, if I write an example, I write something of this sort. Give it a thought. These are all the real things. You don't get marks by writing more ideas. You get marks by writing at least one idea correctly. For that idea, the coherence, cohesion, meaning supporting idea, and instance, example, means whatever you write should be backed up by proper evidence. That is the one that gives the mark. Don't state the fact. Build your opinion, your side of story. That is what essay writing is. To read the facts, the person who is reading this essay, the examiner, can turn on the TV and read it. To know your opinion, this exam is given. So you need to talk about your opinion. Maybe you can state few facts, but don't just state the facts throughout. Survey told this. What is that? Another benefit, not this. Published. Magazine published the road accidents near the school dropped. All those don't do it. Any doubt so far? So it's a very simple question. I'm just showing you a lot of mistakes. Any doubts? And guess what? All people who have joined are ladies. All right. Any doubts? Okay. On the other hand, the size itself says it's a very small one. 100% he has written example one line. There itself marks gone. The impression that that last year is very momentary. On the other hand, the drawbacks of limiting the speed limit limiting the speed results, the drawbacks of limiting the speed results in increasing the traveling time. Good idea. Ideas are good. See, ideas are good, but still I'm telling you, you'll not get the marks. One measure is more than enough, Fatima. Yes. Limiting the speed results in increasing the traveling time. This is due to slow pace and maintaining the same speed all through the journey makes delay in reaching the destination. For example, now we should talk at least in 3 sentences. For example, earlier when the speed limit option was not present, it took almost 6 hours to reach a destination roughly located 300 kilometers. However, with the speed limit rule, it now takes almost 8 hours to reach the destination, which is definitely a drawback. Same thing that he has written, I also wrote the same thing, Akriti getting it, but I'm just cooking up the story. Example also, I'm giving intro, some masalas in between, and then, the climax. There are two things. One is the entire movie intro. In middle, the hero enters, and then interval, and then third para heroine enters, and then climax is conclusion. But within the second para, within the third para, again I'm gonna have an intro. That is this. Earlier, I'm just building a story. I'm a story writer. You guys have to become a story writer. Earlier, when the speed limit option was not present, see now it is conveyed in a better way. Here, this was the example. The distance from Hyderabad to Bangalore can be covered in the duration of 6 hours, can be delayed by reducing the speed limit. This is not clear. The clarity is not there. The person knows everything, but zero clarity on what to explain or how to explain. You need to become that storyteller. It's like a little kid you put into sleep. You should narrate the story to a kid in a way the kid doesn't ask the question back, isn't it? A grandmother is the one who can do that. If this person does no, kid will never sleep. It will keep on asking questions. How, why, how much time delayed? How much delayed? 6 hours means how many kilometers? Isn't it? So this has a better angle to it, which conveys message in a better way. This is the art of narration. This is coherence cohesion. Use these 10 words to get 9 band, or only seeking your views and more ads to make more money. The reality is this: essay writing is not at all easy, but it's not impossible. This art, you should let it develop. It means when you write, it should be interesting for the reader to read. The reader should not feel asleep, should not, doze off while reading it. So convey the message, leave the trailer little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, and make climax. That's exactly what I've done. Earlier, when the reader reads, he's like, okay, earlier what happened? And now what is happening? You're invoking that curiosity. I'm not asking you to, write this way in every essay. It demands you to think. And based on the essay, you decide. For every question, there is a different way of doing it. There's nothing like a perfect way of doing it. You do in a way that is more readable for the reader. That's it. The what this person has written is not readable for the reader. Reader will come up with multiple millions of questions. Hope you are getting it. Read out so far. Okay, one more person joined. Shalini has joined again. All 6 ladies today. Any doubts? It looks simple, but it's the writer who makes it simple. Every day write. It's okay, take extra time when you write and send us for the feedback. Probably for the first week or 3-4 days. Once you get a grip on it, then you can, like reduce the time. And before you start writing, I would suggest you to get a complete picture here. You should have a picture. See, it's very easy to look at a picture and read. That's what I'm going to show you. Explain this as opposed to explain a bottle. A bottle is a cone shaped. It can come in different colors. We will think. If I show you this bottle is in this color. It is a glass bottle. Inside you can pour water. It has a lid. See, watching it and explaining it is very easy. That watching it means a picture you should develop, you should have over here so that you can watch it and just write. So before you start writing, have that picture in your mind so that it becomes very easy. That's the reason why let writing or the describe image, the task one, why it is more easier, because they're giving you questions, they're giving you picture already. Here, no picture, it's only the question. Any doubts? And in my opinion, there are several disadvantages, significant advantages compared to drawbacks. However, there are several other measures such as implementing traffic signals. Oh, boss has written here. Did not read the question. There are several other. The question is, do you think there are other measures that can be put in place? Entire para, this has to be written, second para. This person has written in the end. There are several other measures such as implementing traffic signals, signboards, speed cameras, camera spelling wrong, and by creating awareness through social media that can be used to control the speed of the vehicles. How? Left to the imagination of the examiner. This is the problem. Just listing out things is not going to give you mark. Any doubts? So this signboards probably or speed cameras, we can talk about speed cameras in the second entire paragraph. If you install speed cameras, people will know and they become more aware or vigilant that someone is watching them. And if they make mistake, they'll be caught. For example, in Bangalore, in my city, earlier, the vehicles were reaching at this speed. However, after installing the speed cameras, people are little afraid of overspeeding or breaking the rules. In this way, the problem of the road safety is solved. That's it. This is what's supposed to be written second paragraph. Any doubts? It's a simple question. I'm not asking you to write for a difficult question. Next is a difficult question down. But what I'm trying to prove here today is the question is very simple. Let we get 5.5 or 6. Because what is required is something else. It's not just the right ideas. It's not just about easy question I got, I have to get 7. No. It's about how you narrate the story. For whatever the question, get an idea, get an idea, get a picture, and think of narration. Main idea, supporting idea, example. This is narration. You have to think how to write the main idea. Then what will I write for supporting idea? One more line, continuation of it. Then instance, what instance can I write? Okay, probably I can write about this particular thing that I'm seeing here, the picture. Let me explain this picture one by one. Once you have the complete clarity, then only start writing. Otherwise, probably you will end up writing something like this. Getting it? So 9:30 now. We have 30 more minutes. I will, I would request you to write an essay for this question. I know you'll not be able to write the entire essay. All I want is the second paragraph.